Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time doing another Christmas film review, and this one is on Home Alone 4. Now, Home Alone 4 is meant to be a 2002 made for television Christmas film, and I remember seeing as a kid VHS tapes and DVDs of it. I remember back at my secondary school, my friend Will told me about the plot. So after picking up a copy of Home Alone 4 today, I pretty much sat down to watch it. And my thoughts about it is that it's a film I think that had the right intentions, just not a really good idea for a plot. And yeah, it does bring back Kevin McAllister and most of the original cast. I mean, most of the original characters, but with completely different actors. And I do have a theory that the film itself is meant to follow some events from Home Alone, but meaning that the events of Home Alone 2 never happened. So the premise of the film is meant to follow how Kevin is getting fed up with having siblings for Christmas, and we kind of see how Kevin's parents are planning on getting a divorce, and we do kind of see how Peter is now with a young rich woman known as Natalie. And I think what I give the film credit is definitely tackling the themes of divorce, where you can kind of tell both parents do want to do the right things, and sometimes, yeah, having divorced parents is never going to be easy, and sometimes, yeah, parents want to do what they think is right. So we kind of see how Kevin decides to spend the Christmas with Peter and Natalie, and we do kind of see how Peter's old nemesis, Marv, returns along with his girlfriend, Vera. And I think for the most part, having Marv having the kind of role of Harry and even looking almost like him makes sense, because it's kind of clear that Marv, at least in this continuity, is sticking out on his own and is trying to prove himself better than Harry. And I think Frank Stewart isn't a bad idea for Marv, because he does act a little similar to mainly Daniel Stern's role, and you can kind of tell Frank Stewart isn't a bad actor. I think when he does play Bob in The Golden Devil and Bob, he did play that dad who did want what was best for the family, or that guy who does want to try to do the right things. So throughout the film, we do kind of see how Kevin not only has to protect his future stepmom's house, but also make sure to stop Marv from kidnapping the prince of the royal family. And I think what's actually interesting is that we kind of see how over the film, how there are signs to Natalie's controlling behavior, like, yeah, redecorating the tree her style, sort of threatening Kevin, and we kind of seen this before with most of our parents' girlfriends, where they try to move in, try to live off someone's wealth, and I think that's kind of a realistic thing. And I kind of think what I think makes Jason Begich work as Peter, at least in this film, is that you can tell he's that dad who wants what's best for the family and does kind of question if he's doing the right things. And I think what makes Natalie work is you can tell she sees things as golden opportunities and wants to believe that everything is about her, which is a realistic thing with some controlling relationships. I think for the most part, I would say, yeah, most of Kevin's traps just feel a little dumbfounded or don't really feel believable. And I think at least the film kind of tries to make it seem like Kevin's got things under control. But again, I think Home Alone 4 definitely foreshadowed the old Amazon's device, where you could basically contact stuff. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if the team behind the Amazon stuff took some inspiration from Home Alone 4. I think, well, Home Alone 4 is definitely not a great movie, and I think Home Alone 3 made sense, focusing on a different plot, different characters, and I think they definitely could have done the same. So I think this movie definitely deserves a thumbs down. Well, it's not the worst one. It just feels like this one didn't really need to bring back any of the older characters, and really could have just kind of done a new plot, much like Home Alone 3. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.